Hi everybody, I have a few card shares for you today. 3 different cards using different products. The first card I used my Concord and Ninth die set that matches this stamp. It's the very large ornament here, and you get this sort of Nordic print impression here. Actually, it's a die that does some, what do you call it, cutting and as well as, stitching. So there's that, and then you also get the little topper that goes if you want to cut a separate piece for the topper. I used this Mama Elephant stamp for the sentiment on the inside, wishing you an unbelievably awesome holiday. And then I used this little, what is this? Wishful Tag-ins Happy Holiday stamp set. And, of course, a tag from my Tim Holtz set. I think I used this one again. So that's what I used for this first card. And here's my card. Okay, so I've got a couple of techniques on this one. Instead of die cutting the whole thing, what I did was I foiled the ornament with my Go Press and Foil. So I took the insert piece and I foiled it with silver foil instead of cutting it out. And you can see the silver there. I think it looks really good. And then I cut the circle ornament piece the way I wanted it. And then I also cut the little topper in silver foiled paper cardstock from the Dollar Tree. And then there's my little tag and sentiment, Happy Holidays. This paper here is from Paper Tray Ink. Actually, all the paper is from Paper Tray Ink except for the red. The red is from Stampin' Up. So this is the paper, background paper I used from Paper Tray. And this is actually the reverse side of the plaid. So, and then the craft cardstock is from Paper Tray also. So that's my first card that I wanted to share. The next card is using a different set of dies. This one is the new reindeer die from Paper Tray Ink, this brown reindeer, and is cut from craft cardstock from Hobby Lobby. It's a darker color than the craft from Paper Tray. That's the reason why I used it. And then I just put little red stickles, and this is some ribbon from Stampin' Up. And then this die here, this background die that has all of the names of the reindeer, that is a Sizzix die. And I've had it in my stash and decided to use it. Let me see if I can find it. But it cuts all one piece. And I don't know if I can find it. I just put all my dies right next to me, so... Oh, here it is. So this is the die right here. And here's the, it's a Debbie Potter. And so I think it came out last year or maybe the year before last. So it just cuts all the names except for Rudolph. So Rudolph was not spotlighted, so I added him as the main person. So there's no sentiment here because there's a lot of words. And the white dots are just made with a paint pen from Jane Davenport. So that's my second card. And then the third one, I did a similar technique as the first one. I used this Shimmer Snowflake frame. It's a layering frame die. And so there's 3 of them. This is layer C. This comes from Birch Press Design. And I don't have the die handy right here, but you can see what it looks like. It's 3 snowflakes. And I also used this one from Concord and Ninth. Let me put something behind it. It cuts a bunch of different sentiments, but I used 'Tis the Season. So 'Tis the Season is part banner and then part the word. So that's what I used for that. And let me show you the card. So again, instead of die cutting it, I foiled it. And you can see how that turns out when you do that. So I foiled it with the silver foil. And then I cut right along the edge, on the outside edge of where the foil shows up, because it would normally die cut right there on that line. And since I didn't want to do that, all I did was want to show you this frame with the silver all the way around. And then the "'tis," the banner, and then the word are cut in black on top. And then I just added some star sequins to this card. So that is the 3 cards I've made. I think I just have a few more to do, maybe 3 or 4, I'm not sure, of Christmas cards yet to go. So that is it for now, and thanks for watching. Bye. Hey guys, so I have 2 more cards to share with you all, and I'm just going to tack this to the previous video. This is a card I made for a brother-in-law and his family. They are musically inclined, so actually one does play the cello. No, 2 of them I think play the cello, and the other child plays the violin. So I made this card for this family, and this is all using Paper Tray ink products. I have shared in my hauls. All the paper is Paper Tray ink, with the exception of the white right here. This cardstock is the cardstock from Stampin' Up. So it's kind of, I forget what they call it, the color. It's not a pure white. And then the inks as well are also from Paper Tray ink, as well as the stamp set. This is one of the new stamp sets that was released in October. And let's see if I can find the name. The name of it is Sing a Song of Christmas, right here. Sing a Song of Christmas, and it's got these, it's very musical. It's even got some instruments, as you can see. And the die that I used for the background is from one of their autumn sets that came out recently as well. And I think this came out in September or August. It's called Kind of Corny. And this is the set, but the only thing I used out of it was this little curly piece, which is for the end of the dies, and there is a die that matches it, which cuts this shape here. So the stamp goes to the ends of the die that cuts out, and you can see the little stitch line that it makes too. So I just layered that here. I did not get the die set for the Sing a Song of Christmas. I may go back and get that just for fun. So that's my first card, and then here is the inside of the card. That is from a different Paper Tray ink set. I have it right here. It's called Deck the Halls, and it is just one of the sentiments in the pack. Okay, so that's my first card, and then the next one is more of a single layer card, pretty much, except for the bird. Now, I recently purchased the Winter Birds set so that I could finish this card, because Amador had asked me how easy or hard it was to line up the Winter Berries set, also from Paper Tray ink. So I did an example and then made the example I created into a card. So this is the Winter Berries set, this all these little berries here, and then the bird comes from different winter birds, and I die cut the bird out first and then stamped the bird onto that die cut. It is a layering stamp. All of these are layering stamps, so except for the of course the sentiment, and the sentiment comes from the same set as the bird, if you're interested in that. And all of these inks again are Paper Tray ink inks that I've used. This one that says happiest of holidays to you and yours, that does come from another set, and I can't even remember which one it is now, because I've got so many sitting out. Let's see, is it this one? Christmas Cut Sentiments. Yep. That sentiment comes from Christmas Cut Sentiments, and it's right here. I just like having all of my sentiments out for Christmas, since I'm making cards, so that I don't have to go looking for ones if I need one. So yeah, I really like this one. That is more of a single layer card though, so it's going to be very light to ship regular postage on this one. So that's all I have to share, and I think I'm done making Christmas cards. So now you'll see me moving on to, I think, tags and more like ornaments and such. Those are the kinds of videos that'll be upcoming. And then hopefully I can mix in some of the larger projects that I plan to make for gifts. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching. Bye!